What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the AFC South Roundtable. I am your host, TD, with TD Fans Talk, representing Roundtable Sports. Listen, we got a great show lined up for you all. You know why? Because things just got real. They just got real. 3 teams in the division at 9-7, and it's only one game left. Winner takes all, baby. Winner takes all. Man, this is a crazy situation to be in as a division. I'm excited about this because we're about to find out who's real and who's fake. 5 weeks ago, we couldn't have imagined the ending being like this, but here we are today. We got the stage set, ladies and gentlemen. First and foremost, let's bring in the homie representing the Tennessee Titans, the 5-11 Titans, looking to play spoiler. What up, Titan Rossi? What's going on, man?
Which other QB in the AFC South got this? What's going on, everybody?
That's what's up, man. Hey, man. A lot of people are relying on you this week, bro. A lot of people. They looking for you to pull the upset, man. You ready for it?
Oh, yeah, man. I mean, honestly, in a perfect world, there would be nothing better for a Titans fan to knock the Jaguars out of, off the top, but not only off the top, out of the playoffs completely, like it would be the only reconciliation for Titans fans this season. I mean, it really would. But the question is, do you really want to? I mean, we're talking about a difference of like 4 draft spots. So you're talking about maybe 4th or 5th to like 8th, something like that. So there you go with that.
And we're going to talk about that and more coming up. But before we do, we got to bring in the team that's in the 3rd place. But does 3rd place really matter at this point when all you got to do is win and you're in? Shout out to the homie Ruben representing the Houston Texans, baby.
Sir. H-Town till I drown. Houston Texans. Welcome back, CJ Stroud. It looked too easy for him on Sunday. We absolutely dominate the Tennessee Titans 26-3 in all 3 phases of the football game. And this was a game where the rookies stand out. Not only was it a good game for CJ Stroud, but Will Anderson Jr., the 3rd overall pick in the draft, only played 12 snaps on Sunday. 2 sacks, 6 pressures. He is emerging. The Houston Texans on fire right now. Let's go. Still one in Indy.
Still one in Indy. So at least you're acknowledging you got to go steal it to get it. Man, but what does the Colts have to say about that? They're sitting pretty right now. They also know they win and they're in. They control their own destiny right now. Shout out to the homie Derek Larger.
What's up, Titan Rossi? I know you ain't talking about no draft picks right now. Ain't nobody gonna hear about no draft picks. You gonna be playing spoiler, and Indy about to go and take this division on Saturday. You know it's coming. And Ruben, man, listen, y'all had a great season. I'm glad you enjoyed your big win over the Tennessee Titans in H-Town. But you come into Indy on Saturday night, and we about to show you what it's about, baby. Let's get it.
Oh, my gosh. The rivalries are here, man. I can't wait for this weekend to be over so we can see all the dust settled, man. Oh, that's a nice glass, Derek. Let me see that, man. Let me see that, Derek.
I had to, baby. I had to. Got it chilled and everything, baby.
I see. You know it was cold. You can see it. You can see it. Oh, man. That's what's up, man. All right, y'all. But, hey, man, let's just be honest, though. Okay? Titan Rossi, Ruben, Derek. At the end of the day, there's been one leader in this division. They've been leading the division all season. Will they have it stripped at the very last minute? Or will they hold on tight like the team that they know that they are? Shout out, ladies and gentlemen, to the #1 team in the AFC South for how long? Only they can tell us. UCF Jaguars.
Hey, dude.
of all, guys, we are here, and everyone talks about how competitive this AFC South is, but the Jaguars went on a 4-game losing streak in the month of December, and I'm still at the same damn spot on the round table. And now these guys are hoping that a 5-11 Tennessee Titans team, who I'm pretty sure are going to call up TD to play left tackle for them this week, to try to unseat the Jaguars at the number 1 spot. Look, guys, it's been a lot of fun. The Jaguars are going to take this, and you guys can compete for that extra wild card spot, which is well deserved because you're going to have a winning record. It's going to be fun to watch.
Man, you said they're going to call me to play left tackle, then you should be worried because they put me on that field. I'm getting that game check. I'm going to make every bit of it count. But no, man, this is exciting, man. These are exciting times for all teams. And honestly, you got to look at it like this, man. I know I can't really say this to the Titans because they're just in shambles. But congratulations, UCF Jaguar. Congratulations, Derek. And congratulations, Ruben. All 3 of your teams have been competitive this season. All 3 of your teams are going to end up above 500. Now, one of you, I believe, will be left out in the dark, a wasted season, because you're going to have the worst draft pick you can have being a non-playoff team. But we'll see who that ends up being. And I want to go over the scenarios and different things like that. But before we do, ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you check out Roundtable Sports, okay? Roundtable Sports is the mother company of all roundtables. This is AFC South. We have AFC East. We have NFC North. And tonight we are launching NFC West at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the very first show for NFC West Roundtable. So come through and check that out as well. All right. But we appreciate all the love and support right here on the AFC South Roundtable. Thanks everybody who support and shows love to this channel, helping us do bigger and better things and continuing to grow as well. We're coming up on 3,000 subs pretty soon, fellas. And hey, it's all about the hard work that you guys have put in. If you want to send a super chat and get a message to these guys, put it below because we just got our first one of the show. Hosier Film said Gardner Minshew for the W.
Minshew Mania, baby.
Indianapolis. That's what's up, man. Listen, well, as a matter of fact, let's start here, okay? Let's start here with Gardner Minshew getting the W, beating the Raiders 23-20. I want to start with Titan Rossi in this one. When you saw that game, what was your thoughts overall?
Yeah, I mean, they came back tried to come back at the end. I mean, what's his name? Aiden O'Connell for the Raiders has really been playing well for them. It's been kind of shocking. We've had a few quarterbacks like this among the league that are just playing way above and beyond their means at this point in their careers. But yeah, I mean, it was pretty scary, I guess, towards the end for Indy, them marching down the field. But obviously, they would have had to get the onside kick. So Indy took care of business. You got to give them credit. I mean, Minshew and this team, they've kind of clawed and dug their way and fought back all season. And hey, they got a chance to win the division if the Titans pull up the upset.
Yes, it'll be very interesting to see if the Titans can do that. I know all Colts fans will be rooting for you. Ruben, what were your thoughts watching the Colts? Because I know you were paying attention, knowing that they're the last team.
Yeah, I was watching Derek's live stream, man, and he just looked so stressed out and unhappy. What a way for him to end 2023. And when you look at the game, you understand why. I mean, it was 14-3 at halftime. Everything going right for Indianapolis Colts. Raiders couldn't do nothing. Then in the second half, what went well for them just couldn't work out. Their offense could not finish drives. Now, they had many opportunities, but it felt like they needed big plays to get 7. And when you look at their stats, you see a 58-yarder to Pierce, a 50-yard to Josh Downs, a big run by Trey Sermon, but they just couldn't finish drives, and they settled for 3. Raiders almost came back and almost had an opportunity to tie it up, but Colts, they settle down, they win the football game, they find themselves in a win and you're in against my Houston Texans. I think both our coaches, D'Amico Ryans and Shane Steichen, should be in conversations for Coach of the Year.
Very interesting, that Coach of the Year talk. We're going to talk more about that in a moment, but UCF Jaguar, what were your thoughts on that game?
I mean, in a 1 o'clock window, the Jaguars and Texans were kind of smacking around their opponents. So I was actually keeping a pretty good eye on this game because it was actually close. But as someone who was rooting against the Indianapolis Colts, I really never felt like they were in any trouble of like losing the game because, I mean, they held the lead the entire game. Every time the Raiders would do something, the Colts would pretty much respond. And look, they controlled the entire game and they didn't let, the Raiders get too much momentum going that way. So, yeah, they did enough to win this one. The Raiders are definitely no like bad team, but they went out there and handled business. So credit to the Colts for being in a position where they are win and get in the final week of the season.
Yes, win and get in. Derek, talk to us, man. I know you felt good because it gave your team all the life in the world. Because a loss there, it was pretty much over. How do you feel today? And tell us about the game.
I feel so much better going into 2024 with that win. Especially, I mean, give the Raiders credit. I mean, they came into that, they destroyed the Chargers 2 weeks prior, and then you had beaten the Kansas City Chiefs in Arrowhead. So, I mean, this was a team that had a lot, and it was one of those situations for Indianapolis where I felt very strange about the game because there wasn't really a time where Indy lost the lead, and it felt like they were pretty much in command of it because, both offenses for a good chunk of this game were having a difficult time being able to do anything. But ultimately, the Colts made more big plays down the stretch than what the Raiders do. And really, I was stressed out because, yes, Ruben, I was stressed out because that's how I am during these streams because the Colts can just never really beat anybody by more than 10 points a game, it feels like, unless it's the Steelers. And it was just one of those situations where I was like, the Colts had the lead by 10 with 3 minutes left. I pretty much felt in that moment the game was over, but I also didn't love how much the Colts gave that lead up that quickly to the Raiders. So I was like, I didn't want to have to rely on the Colts hands team to have to win the game for us. It would have been that sort of situation. But at the end of the day, Indy gets it. Minshew walks away with another win, and we get a chance to cap this season off with another victory next week.
Capping it off with another victory next week, man. We shall see. We'll talk about that some more coming up. Let's shift gears because I want to go to the game with the Jaguars versus the Panthers. Okay. How did it? Well, I'll start with Titan Rossi. What were your thoughts on that win for the Jags, knowing that they've been losing a lot of games lately?
I mean, it was good for them to come out and win like they did, especially with their backup quarterback. Now, I mean, they were playing the Panthers, so I mean, you should be able to beat them. I mean, if you're a decent team in this league, which the Jaguars are, they should be able to beat the Panthers even with a backup quarterback. But I mean, it was good to see Travis Etienne run the ball well, and they played well, and now they're in a position to win this division outright as long as they beat my team, who's been playing absolutely awful. So there you go.
All right. Talk to me, Ruben. Your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I think this was a good win by Jacksonville. If you lose to the Carolina, do you really want to win the AFC South? Do you really want to go to the postseason? No, but credit to them for breaking their losing streak. I mean, 26-0. It was just pure, just dominance by them. CJ Beathard, he didn't really have to do a lot. Travis Etienne, really the highlight of the offense. 2 tutties, 100 yards on the ground. Josh Allen, I mean, this dude has emerged as a top 5 pass rusher in the NFL. I think he now has 16 sacks, if I am not mistaken. Jacksonville, they find themselves an opportunity to secure the AFC South this Sunday against Titan Rossi. We'll see how he plays, but this was a win that that the Jaguars needed.
Yes, they did. Derek, talk to me.
Yeah, I mean, again, Jacksonville had to go into this game basically just don't beat yourselves. I mean, that's really what this is. And Jacksonville knew they had a much better team overall without Trevor Lawrence. Like, Ruben said, Beathard didn't have to do a lot, just had to manage the game. And even managing the game, they still won by 26. Just goes to show you just what a dumpster fire Carolina is right now. It got to the point where we were talking about the owner throwing alcohol on opposing Jags fans rather than about the actual game itself. So, I mean, Jacksonville handled business. What can I say? They did what they had to do, and they made it look easy.
UCF, how refreshing was it? How much of a relief was it to get that victory, man?
Man, we needed it so bad. I mean, you're on a 4-game losing streak, and I mean, you lose the quality opponents, but it was just like we felt like going into that week, we were like the worst team in the NFL because we were like, we couldn't do anything right. We were getting worse and worse. And then we were sitting there. I was like, dude, the Panthers put up 30 points last week, and like we seemed to not be able to really do anything right. But, the Jaguars went out there and absolutely dominated, and they needed that win so bad to be able to get some positive momentum going and show like, yeah, we are a good team. We just went through like a major slump. And yeah, shout out to Josh Allen. I got his jersey on. He broke a franchise record for single season sacks with 16 and a half sacks on the year. And he's only half a sack back of the NFL sack leader right now. So there's a very good chance against the Titans that Josh Allen will own that belt this year for most sacks in the NFL this year. Shout out to Evan Ingram, over 100 receptions on the year. Only one of 8 tight ends to ever do that in the NFL history, joining guys like Dallas Clark and I think Tony Gonzalez. Just very small list of people have done that. So that's awesome to see. And the Jaguars won 26-0 with a backup quarterback. Shout out to CJ Beathard. He didn't do anything crazy, but he game managed and he didn't turn a ball over. Now, you can definitely see the drop-off between him and Trevor Lawrence when it comes to red zone action, because once we got into red zone, we've just stalled because, he really couldn't do much in the red zone. But I think he did exactly what we needed him to do when it comes to you're better than the opponent. Just don't give the ball away, because that's something that Trevor Lawrence has been doing quite a lot over the 4-game losing streak. So, it was good to kind of see that in there, and hopefully Trevor Lawrence learned a little bit about taking care of the ball. So, and I imagine that, I know we'll get into it later, but I do think Trevor Lawrence will probably see him on Sunday. So good way to get back in the win column and setting ourselves up where all you got to do is beat a 5-11 football team where the head coach is cussing people out and the offensive line is just putrid, to be able to win back-to-back AFC South crowns. So it's a good spot to be in right now.
Speaking of Trevor Lawrence, I know you say he may play this week. What is his status? What's going on with him right now? Where is he?
It's a right shoulder sprain. So it sounds like he's trending toward probably playing is what I'm kind of reading. No official reports or anything of that nature out yet, but I just kind of get the inkling that he's going to probably be ready to play this next Sunday.
Okay, cool. What about Jamal Agnew, out for the season, man? How big of a blow is that?
It's a big blow. I mean, after he got hurt, that literally meant 3 out of our 4 top receivers are out, with Christian Kirk. Zay Jones was game day inactive. Jamal Agnew is out. So it's just, right now, Calvin Ridley out there running routes. And, of course, Ingram has been getting tons of receptions because of, the fact that there's not many wide receivers to throw the ball to. So it's definitely a hit. But the hope is that Christian Kirk will be back in time for Wild Card Weekend, which will be tremendous if we were able to get him back during that time.
Well, I know that would be a huge help. But first you got to make it there. So good to hear about Christian Kirk, because I know it's been a lot of rumble about it today. Let's move forward, guys, to the divisional matchup this week. We had the Texans playing the Titans, which was a good matchup. But it was a little more lopsided than I thought it would be. Derek, what were your thoughts when you watched that game?
I mean, I don't know if I expected anything different. The Texans went in there, man. They handled business. I mean, it's the same thing as what you saw with Jacksonville against the Panthers. I mean, what else can you really say about it? CJ Stroud, completing 75% of his passes. He really didn't even have to do a whole lot. I mean, he only threw for 213 yards and 1 touchdown. I mean, if you ask anybody else, that was kind of like a pedestrian performance for him throughout this game. But I mean, he was accurate. He managed the game well. And the good thing with the Texans, they were able to, run the ball effectively. If you're able to average 4 yards a carry running the football, I mean, at the end of the day, you're not going to lose a lot of matchups, especially if you're not turning the ball over. So good on the Texans. They did the same thing that the Jags did. You just take care of business in your own building, and you just didn't turn the ball over and lose it.
UCF Jags, your thoughts?
Yeah, it was over early. I mean, I know I was like trying to scoreboard watch both those games, but I think my main takeaway is just that, man, like that Titans offensive line is just awful right now because freaking the Texans were eating, man. Yeah, it was just a team of one team was just significantly better than the other. And one team looks like they're locked in trying to get into the playoffs, and the other team looks like, you know, they're booking their off-season resorts coming up. So, yeah, not too much to take away from that game except for just, you know, domination.
Pure domination, man. Talk to me, Titan Rossi. What happened?
I mean, you know, the fumble early on by Levis killed him. And then the offensive line, I mean, everybody knows it. It's terrible. The announcers during the game, I remember when, you know, Andre Dillard has been a cancer for this offensive line the entire season. He's given up the most sacks in the league for a tackle. I remember he was playing and the announcer was calling him Andrew Dillard. And he said, Andrew Dillard's been playing well, and the Texans had back-to-back sacks, 2 sacks in a row as soon as he said that. And it's insane how bad this offensive line has been. Like, and I've seen a lot of Titans football ever since they got here, over 20 years that they've been here. Even when they had the 2-14 team, like, I don't remember the offensive line being as bad as it is now. Will Levis is kind of trending a little bit up, which surprises me. If Ryan Tannehill plays this game, I would almost say it's a definite win for the Jaguars. I just, you know, Ryan Tannehill needs a good team around him. He is no good without a good offensive line, without good weapons, without people to protect him. He's been that way his entire career. He's mediocre at best with a mediocre type of team around him. You saw it in Miami, TD, I imagine, for years. You know what I mean? But when Ryan Tannehill has weapons, he's great. When he's got a good offensive line. But you saw it in this game. I mean, he was just inept. I mean, yes, he had a good completion percentage, but he was getting killed back there. And Josh Allen is going to eat on Sunday. I mean, they don't have an answer at left tackle. I hate to say it. Look, I'm a Titans fan. I want to win. Believe me, Mike Vrabel wants to win. He was cussing today. He was saying he hates effing losing. And I'm sure the players want to win more than anything. Because if the Jaguars lose this game, they are in a good jeopardy of getting completely kicked out of the playoffs. Like, it's a possibility that could happen. So I'm sure we'll get into all that. I'm jumping ahead. But I mean, it's crazy that's how tight this all is in the AFC South right now for these top 3 teams.
UCF, don't sit there and tell me that you don't have a little bit of fear. Just a little bit of fear.
No, I honestly, if the Titans were at least decent in the trenches, I would probably be a little bit worried. But dude, there's no way that the Titans can win games with that offensive line, man. It's horrid. It's awful. That's true. Like, just with the way Trayvon Walker has 9 sacks too. You know, he's on his way to double-digit sacks on the year. Like, we're getting a lot of these guys are just eating right now. And Josh Allen is. I mean, he said, you guys saw in a group chat today, he hates the Titans. Like, this is a personal matchup here. And also, left tackle Cam Robinson finally came back, and the Jaguars are freaking 7-1 with Cam Robinson starting at left tackle. So we got guys on both sides of the trenches for the Jaguars that this game means a lot to them, and this rivalry means a lot. So I really don't have a lot of fear about this game, I'll be honest with you.
Man, Ruben, how did it feel to demolish the Titans 26-3?
Man, it was what we expected. If they could barely beat old man Case Keenum, with CJ Stroud back, it shouldn't have been a question. The talk in Houston, not only, it wasn't, are you going to win this game? It was by how much. A lot of fans were saying if it is not a blowout, then they will be disappointed. And that's exactly what the Houston Texans did. CJ Stroud, his first game back after missing the previous 2 with a concussion, only 213 yards, 1 tutty, but it was easy for him. He was getting the ball out quick. Credit to offensive coordinator Bobby Slovic for having a game plan. Nico Collins had a good game, 80 yards. It was just easy for this Houston Texan offense. But then we saw this defense just absolutely swarm. 6 sacks on the day. They sacked the Tennessee Titans 7 times last time they played them. Will Anderson Jr. emerged this game. Like I mentioned early, only played 12 snaps, but 2 sacks. And then Derek Barnett, who the Houston Texans just picked up a couple of weeks ago from the Philadelphia Eagles, 1.5 sacks yesterday. These players that general manager Nick Caserio has brought in, they're helping and attributing to wins. And this was a dominant win by the Houston Texans, one that you needed to see. NRG was rocking. It was packed. First time we've seen it like that all year. Just a dominant win.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. This week was interesting to tell you a lot about the week that's coming up. It's going to be real exciting to see how it all turns out. Before we move into more detailed questions about each team, we want to let you all know that this stream is being powered by BetUS. All right. Receive a 125% bonus. The link is in the description of the video. Go ahead and click on that link in the description below. Supporting our sponsors is supporting the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Now, BetUS right now has the game props already up on their site. As you can see, the Houston Texans are -1 in this game. Okay. The Indianapolis Colts are +1. They have the Houston Texans as the favorite in this game, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I got to be honest with you. I'm shocked about this, being that the Indianapolis Colts are at home. So that means they have a little bit of emphasis. They believe the Texans are going to win this one. But hey, this is a tight one here. Vegas got this closer than I thought. All right. If you pick the Indianapolis Colts, it's going to be +105. I want to go down to the other game with the Jaguars. Let me see here. Jacksonville and Tennessee is a totally different story, ladies and gentlemen. You have the Jags -5.5, pretty much a 6-point favorite. Tennessee +5.5. If you think Tennessee is going to win, then just take the safe bet and just pick them to cover the spread, just in case they don't, but they do make it competitive. So that +5.5 is interesting, being that it's a divisional game. It might be Tannehill's last game. It might be Derrick Henry's last game. All of that to consider, going out with the bang. I'm just saying. But if you pick the Titans to win, it's +185. If you pick the Jags to win, not that much money to make, because they are the heavy favorite at -225. All right. So there you go. BetUS, ladies and gentlemen, get in the game, and supporting our sponsors is supporting the channel. Let's hear a word from our sponsor.
BetUS, America's favorite sports book, where you can bet on everything anytime. Sportsbook, casino, horse racing, live betting, and more. We have the best bonuses in the industry. That's right, get a 125% sign-up bonus. And to celebrate our 30-year anniversary, we are giving up to 30 risk-free bets, a truck, Super Bowl tickets, and more. Don't miss out. Play smart. Join now. BetUS, where the game begins.
BetUS, ladies and gentlemen, where the game begins. Now, let's move forward real quick, because I got a few more questions for you, fellas. I want to go back to the Colts and the matter of fact, I want to go with the Texans real quick, because I got to ask you, you mentioned it earlier. What are your thoughts on DeMeco Ryans Coach of the Year?
I mean, he definitely has to be in the conversation. I go back into what they were saying about the Houston Texans at the beginning of the year. Once again, we were projected to be drafting in the top 3, one of the worst rosters on paper. No, D'Amico Ryans had showed that he could win football games with so many injuries. And, this has been a Cinderella story, and no one expected this from the Houston Texans. But then week in, week out, they have showed that they could beat football teams, good football teams like the Jaguars, like the Bengals. And it's something that no one expected, especially the way you won last year's game. When you lose the number 1 overall pick, you fall to 2. Everyone was saying, oh, you gave the Panthers Bryce Young. No, you got the best quarterback in the draft and CJ Stroud. You also saw, a lot of other rookies and second and third year players step up. That's just a credit to head coach D'Amico Ryans. I go back to his first training camp practice, the city sang him happy birthday, and then we knew it was going to be different. He has won games. He showed that he could do it without CJ Stroud. He deserves to be in conversation for coach of the year.
Bro, with all due respect, though, nobody thought the Texans would be a top 3 worst team in the league. I mean,
I could pull up so many tweets and so much, and we were given a D in our draft also. So I don't want to hear none of that. These Texans were predicted to be one of the worst teams in the NFL, and they said no. They said we are going to be 1 game away from the postseason.
If anything, the Colts got hit with it more than you guys did.
Yeah, the Colts got hit with it the worst, I think.
Adam Rank over there said we were going to win 3 games this year. Like 3 games. More losses than we had in 2022. So if that tells you anything.
I mean, objectively speaking, I thought the Colts would be the worst in the division, and that didn't happen. I think a lot of people, I don't know, I think a lot of people were kind of fading the Colts more than they were fading the Texans, because I think people were excited about the Texans with all the young pieces and, the new head coach. I just think people were, I don't see many people ragging on the Texans like you've been saying.
Remember, we were called a racist organization, and then we hired head coach D'Amico Ryans. So you just haven't been hearing the slander that this Houston Texans team has been getting for years, and it was like that all off season, and we have surpassed all expectations. Coach of the year, D'Amico Ryans needs to be in the conversation.
Interesting. Well, we got a few super chats. Some of our supporters here at the channel. Hunter Peterson said, "Let's go, Colts."
Oh boy, what up, Hunter? What's up, my boy? Let's go.
Hunter also said, "Believe in Minshew." Man,
Mania, baby.
Habitual Line Stepper said the real Josh Allen is 2-0 against the fake Josh Allen. Wow. UCF, how you like your chances against Cleveland? Another fillet coming divisional round, TD. Wow. Man, what's your thoughts, UCF?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to use that line for the AFC East Roundtable, go ahead. But yeah, the Jaguars against Cleveland, I mean, they're a tough team. They're playing good football. I mean, last time the Jaguars played Cleveland, in Cleveland, they had 4 turnovers and only lost by 4 points. So, I mean, any given Sunday, if that game's in Jacksonville, I mean, everything changes. But, we had a shot to win it. We didn't win it. The Browns earned it. They played better than us, and they deserved the W that day. But, I'll take a rematch against the Browns any day.
Well, Titan Rossi, I wanted to go to you real quick. Will Levis injury update. What's going on with that, man?
Yeah, I mean, I saw on Twitter today there was updates that he was kind of trending upward. I think the Titans are going to pull everything they can out to win this game. The way that Mike Vrabel was today, and the players, they want to beat the Jaguars. There's all this stuff on Twitter, people wanting the draft pick and all this, and we were talking before the show, and right, the difference is going to be a few different draft, 3 or 4 spots in the draft. If you lose, you win. So, I mean, the only way that you want, those 2 tackles are going to be there in the top 8 more than likely. The Titans, I think, if they lose, they will probably end up at 8th. So, bottom line is one of those 2 top tackles are going to be there at that spot, more than likely. Unless you want to go up and get Marvin Harrison or a QB or something like that, I think they're happy with Will Levis. I think they're going to throw everything they can, and I think Will Levis, if he's good to go, he's going to play.
Will he be good to go?
That remains, we'll see tomorrow. I mean, they'll start practicing tomorrow. If he's out there and he's limited, I would say that's a very good sign, even if he's just out there taking reps and live reps and stuff. So we'll see what happens.
Well, let me go back to Ruben real quick. Man, I know how bad y'all want to make the playoffs this year. I know how bad you got to get in. A lot of things are going against you guys. You got to go on the road to the Colts, but more than anything, man, everybody's been talking about your injury report today. What's up with that, and how do you feel about it?
Yeah, so it definitely looked bad when you first saw it, and then Will Levis had to not Will Levis, Aaron Wilson had to elaborate and say that these players are expected to play despite being on the do not participate list today. Laramie Tunsil, Will Anderson Jr., Sheldon Rankins, and Robert Woods. That's 4 starters right there who will be good to go. The only 3 guys we are worried about is Jonathan Grenard, who missed the game against the Titans with the ankle, Malik Collins, and fullback/tight end Andrew Beck. So those are the only players that we are having question about. Other than that, it did look bad at first, but once Aaron Wilson elaborated, doesn't look too sour.
All right, man. That's going to be very interesting. One last thing for you, Ruben. CJ Stroud. How is he doing? Do you feel like he's 100%? Where is he at with that?
Oh, yeah, I 100% believe he is ready to go. I mean, he even said it himself that he felt great. And like I said before, it was just so easy for him on Tennessee. The Texans also did a great job of getting the ball out of his hands so much, play action and giving him time to throw the football. He is 100% ready to go, man, looking to ruin the Colts' day.
All right, now I got to do a round robin here. Talk to me, UCF. What is your true level of confidence right now?
I mean, I think I'm at a 99%. Honestly, I really don't believe that we're going to lose.
Saying about you, Rossi?
99?
Honestly, look at the Titans. I mean, they have nothing going on in the trenches, and honestly, it's better for their franchise not to win. As much as they want to play spoilers, they're just not a good football team right now. Objectively speaking, they're 5-11, and they had a nice little couple game run where they showed some life, but they just got their door blown off by the Texans. They looked uninterested. They looked like they didn't want to play. The coach just wants the season to end so he can stop losing, because I'm sure he hates his roster right now. It's a bunch of players that are overpaid, some old players, and they need to gut the roster, start from ground up. They're going to have a great place to draft, and there's going to be a rebuild that begins. And that's not even talking shit. That's being honest.
Man, oh, man. Well, let's go over to Derek, man. What is your level of confidence right now?
Well, I can't confidently say I'm at 99%, but let's just say 75, 80%. Let's just say that. I feel confident that Lucas Oil Stadium is going to be rocking with a prime time atmosphere in that building. And I know that Colts Nation's going to be there. We're going to be loud. We're going to be proud. And I have a feeling that them boys are going to put on a show, and we are going to do what we need to do.
Talk to me, Ruben. Level of confidence?
I'm at an 80%. In big games like this, the team with the better quarterback has the advantage. And I've had the best quarterback all year. CJ Stroud is going to lead the Houston Texans to the postseason. That's why I'm at 80% confidence.
80, man. And Titan Rossi, your confidence of playing spoiler?
Honestly, look, I'd love to sit here and talk a bunch of crap and say, oh, we're going to go out there and win the game and all this and that. But if Will Levis plays in this game, I believe that is the only shot the Titans have, because at least he's somewhat mobile. He can move around. He can run away from Josh Allen maybe once every 5 times. You know what I mean? Like, that's honestly, I just don't have a lot of confidence in this team right now. Look, I know we got a lot of Titans fans in the chat today. I know you want me to talk shit and say this and all that, but look, in my heart, man, I'm a realist too. This team is 5 wins. UCF, you're exactly right, man. they do need to trim some of the fat on this roster. That's what they're going to do. They have $100 million coming into this offseason. They have a chance to fix a lot of things. Now, for this game, can the Titans pull a miracle? Sure they can. Mike Vrabel has done this. We saw it happen in Miami. They've had some close games this year. You know, we're talking about there's 5 or 6 games where they lost by 7 points or less, you know, and they were in it until the very end. So if for whatever reason Trevor Lawrence starts and he comes out and has a crappy game because he's still injured or this and that, and you're going into the third quarter and, you know, you're only down by 3 or you're up by 3, that's when you start saying, all right, maybe these Titans can do something. You know, Will Levis throws a bomb to D-Hop or Chris Moore. It can happen. It can happen to you, you know, and it's at home. The Titans have only lost 2 games at home. Now, you know, is that a big deal? Probably not. But at the same time, you know, my confidence level of them winning is probably 15 to 20%. I mean, that's just where I'm at. And I just think that, you know, if the Titans do play well, I think the Jags still win it. And I think they win it by a close margin. Now, and I'll shut up after this, but you go back to last year, the whole Josh Dobbs thing. Was it a pass? Was it a fumble? At the end of that game, you know, there's a lot of players who were still on this team from that team who were very pissed off about that, who felt like it should have gone our way. You know what I mean? So you got some of that too, you know, kind of festering up. But will it be good enough? Can this offensive line be good enough to keep Josh Allen from potentially injuring Will Levis again if he plays?
Interesting. A lot of confidence all around the board, but not the confidence that many of you all need with the Titans taking it in this game. Well, I want to shift gears real quick, Titan Rossi, and talk about Mike Vrabel. Do you think he's going to be the coach next year? There's been a lot of talk about his contract as well. How do you see that playing out?
I think he's definitely going to be the coach. I think there's a lot of coaches who are going to be gone. I think there's a lot of position coaches who are going to be gone. You know, I think Tim Kelly's on the hot seat, but I definitely think Vrabel's there. I don't think he's in any jeopardy at this point in losing his job. And I say that because of all the factors going into the offseason, the money they have. I think they're going to give him another shot to say, hey, look, you got handed a crappy roster. You fired your GM 2 years ago. And I think, you know, you got a new GM. You got to let them cook together this offseason and see what type of roster they can come up with.
It'll be tough. It'll be real interesting because it's a lot of things that team needs, especially in offensive line. All right, guys. Controversial referees will be the crew for Saturday night's game for the Texans versus the Colts. UCF Jaguar, what's your thought about that?
I mean, I think I know if the Texans lose, I know Texans fans are going to have their excuses ready. I know with Derek, I think Derek can sit here and like complain about refs. I don't think he ever completely blames refs, but yeah, I mean, with refereeing, look, it sucks and I hate him. Honestly, I really do. It's luck of the draw. You know what I mean? I mean, sometimes you just got to hope that they messed up calls in the second quarter where you have time to overcome it, as opposed to like fourth quarter, final drive type of stuff where, you know, you have no time to recover. So it sucks. I hate refereeing this year. Obviously, it just seems to be getting worse and worse, and this year it's hit like an all-time bad. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what the refereeing. I hope it's not a bad ref game. I'll just say that.
Ruben, what's your thoughts on having this crew?
Listen, man, they've done me dirty all year against the Steelers, against the Jags. With that being said, there is no excuses. This is winning, you're in. There is no excuses. There will be no excuses. The officiating, it's going to be bad. It's been that way from this officiating crew all year. Like UCF just said, hopefully it's early in the game so that you can overcome it. But that being said, there has to be no excuses, man. I do not want to be complaining about the rest if I did not make the playoffs. But you got to live with it. It is what it is, man.
Derek, talk to me, man.
This is the same unit that had the infamous no PI call against the Saints and the Rams from several years ago that inevitably sent the Rams to the Super Bowl because of the missed call, even with a rule of being able to challenge PIs. I'll tell you what, man, the Colts have already been screwed over by bad ref play this year. If I need to remind anyone that's already watched this panel before, I've been adamant about it several times, how the refs or the NFL basically stated that the Colts got wrong calls against them in the Browns game at the end that ultimately allowed the Browns to get to the 1 yard line, which allowed them to score the touchdown that won them the game. So, I mean, if anything, I could be the one that specifically could sit here and tell everyone that if it wasn't for NFL officiating that screwed my team over, we wouldn't even have to be having this conversation. My team would be in the division lead. My team would not have to be worrying about this one over here to my left. And I wouldn't have to worry about this one down here. So, but at the end of the day, like Ruben said, man, I really hope I don't have to deal with that.
So what, you're saying the refs have never screwed the Jaguars, or is it just that all of a sudden Jacksonville, this small market team, all the refs just love us? Is that what happened?
Well, come on, bro. Let's have a therapy session. When did they screw you over?
I mean, I get over it. I say, look, officiating was awful, but we flat out lost. I'm not going to use that as an excuse. I own my losses. I don't sit here and say, oh my God, referees have this.
There's been plenty of bad calls from the games all year long. And again, I'm willing to take all the losses except the one where all the officials had two calls back to back that were both stated by the NFL to be wrong calls.
You guys
That's
realize
all it is. If you want to talk about every game that each one of our teams has played this year, and we want to go back and talk about teams that had bad calls against them, we can have that conversation.
If you want to have that conversation, I can talk to you about how bad refereeing screwed us out of a Super Bowl. My team would be in
the division lead if it wasn't for the officials taking over the game against the Browns. That's all I'm saying.
You ever heard about
the Browns? We would at minimum be the 5th seed.
You ever heard about Miles Jack wasn't down? The refs screwed the Jaguars out of a Super Bowl, and they changed the rule the next year where they allowed those kind of plays to start running on. And that's why that play exists, because the Jaguars, they ruled Miles Jack down in the fourth quarter on the Patriots, where we would have gone up 17-0 with like 10 minutes left in that game. We would have won it, but it didn't happen. We had time to overcome it. We just didn't overcome it. The refs screwed us, but you live,
and you know what? Learn. You can sit here and say that. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with saying that. But at the same time, I can also say that my team lost because of it. I just sat here afterwards and said the same as Ruben, that I really hope that I don't have to look at the refs to be the reason behind this game. I would like to see a non-officiated game and just allow these two teams to duke it out with each other, rather than see 15 flags thrown in this game. Then it would be so much better.
To defend the referees in the NFL, sometimes when we say just let them play, the flip side happens. They let you play, and then it's like, you should have called that. Why didn't you call it?
Man, they got them parlays. They got them.
They got them parlays.
They got them parlays, man.
Listen, man, we get a lot of love from the chat, man. And by the way, I think y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Are we breaking a record here? We had like 515 people in here just now.
Yeah, really?
Holy cow! Man. No way! I didn't even look at like how many people we got. At 400 people watching right now.
Hey man, drop the H down till we drown. If you're from the H, man.
Hey guys, Jaguars, drop your Duvals for me, okay?
Yeah. Let us know which team you're representing in the chat right now.
And comment, like, and subscribe, y'all. Come on.
Yes, definitely subscribe to the channel. We're almost at 3,000. That is the goal before the Super Bowl, ladies and gentlemen. But here we are. We got some love in the super chats. AFC South has been a disrespected division. We will be must-watch football next season with Levis, Richardson, Lawrence, and Stroud.
Yes, sir.
I'm just mad that these rookies can't stay healthy enough to play against each other. We were robbed of rookie-on-rookie matchups this year.
I know, and this matchup specifically right here.
Wow, interesting. CJ Stroud is going to win the Rookie of the Year.
Need that.
Man. Colts getting that home primetime game going to be electric in the Loud House. Man.
Mm-hmm.
The Strouds have arrived.
Stroud boys, baby.
Oh, man. Colts are going to knock out the Texans on Saturday night. I'll be geared up and loud here in Texas. Wow. That's going to be a game, man. I can't wait.
I can't wait.
I'm a Dolphins fan, but I don't need the Titans to play the way they played against the Dolphins, LOL. Let's go, Jags. Knock the Bills out the playoffs. A lot of Dolphin fans want the Jags to definitely knock them out for sure, man. It's going to be real interesting. But we'll see how it works out. But all those who are sending super chats, we appreciate the love and support for the channel, helping us do bigger and better things. All you have to do is send a super chat. You want these guys to hear from you or answer your questions if you have any. But it's time to get into what we know is time to get into, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do it. The AFC South matchups for this week are both divisional matchups, all right? We're going to start with the least appealing of the two, even though it still has huge implications. Tennessee Titans versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, first and foremost, let's not discount the fact that Tennessee is at home and the Jags have to travel. Okay, let's not discount that. And by the way, UCF, how is the Jags road record this year?
They only have 2 losses on the road this year.
Okay, so pretty solid. All right. So talk to me, Derek. What do you see happening in this game?
All right. Well, as much as I would love for Rossi to be able to have his team show up, I mean, I'll be a realist here too. I just don't see a way that it goes down that way. I will say this though, I do think that it will definitely be a closer game than what I think UCF is willing to want it to be. It is a divisional game. It is in Tennessee, and we know how these games are. Even with Jacksonville coming off a great victory and Tennessee looking like they've given up. This is that type of situation here where, again, the Titans have nothing to lose because of this game. The Jaguars have everything to lose because of this game. So it is definitely a big cause for concern if you are the Jaguars. But like UCF said, I mean, his edge guys are so good right now. And I don't know if there's a way that Tennessee can battle against it right now. So I will take the Jags in this one.
Talk to me, Ruben.
I'm going to go ahead and be real as well. I think the Jaguars are going to win this game. I'm going to just go ahead and say 20-10. I think it's just going to be a dominant effort by the Jags defensive line. I just saw my team sack them 6 times. So I can only imagine what Josh Allen and Trayvon Walker are going to do against Ryan Tannehill. There is no mobility in there. His arm is just shot. If Will Levis is there, maybe the game gets a little close, but I just think the Jaguars are going to run away with this maybe by middle of the third quarter.
Wow. All right, let's hear from it, Titan Rossi.
Yeah, I mean, it goes down to the trenches and the two ends for what Trayvon Walker and mine went blank. The other guy's been killing it. Josh Allen. Yeah, I mean, those two against this offensive line, there is no answer at the left tackle position, which is one of the most important positions in football, other than quarterback, maybe wide receiver, left tackle. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I just feel like it's going to be one in the trenches, and whether or not Lawrence plays, I think the Jaguars are going to pull it out. I do. I think, if the Titans want any chance at all at winning this football game, they're going to have to stop the run, which they've been decent at times, but they've also let teams gash them in the run game. And if that happens, there's no chance at all for the Titans to pull this out. Now, I think it's going to be closer than the Houston Titans game. I'm going to say the Jaguars 27, the Titans 17.
UCF Jag, close this game preview out.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I do have a lot of confidence in this game just because of just the trenches. I mean, the Titans are just so bad on the offensive line. And right now, I mean, Josh Allen and Trayvon Walker are just combined for like so many. I mean, 143 pressures and 25 and a half sacks between the two, which is just crazy on the year. So I do think that they go in with the game plan of like they're just going to basically dare Tannehill and then to throw the ball. So, you know, if they have a good day throwing the ball, that they're probably going to do pretty well. I just know like over Doug Peterson's history, he's 3-0 against the Titans. You know, 2 out of the last 3 games are blowouts. And I think that I would be a little more scared if we were going against like a young team that was like kind of bad, because then if you have, you know, young head coach and young team, they can get inspired to go out there and do stuff. I just see a Titans roster right now that, like I said, they're getting a little bit older with a bunch of big contracts from players that may not be super interested in playing. And Vrabel's in a position where, you know, I just think that he wants the season to end in a lot of ways. I don't know. I just don't see this game playing out very well for the Titans. And as long as the Jaguars don't stumble themselves and turn over the ball, which we have been known to do, we turn a ball over a decent amount as an NFL, as a football team, then the Jaguars might get themselves in trouble. I just, you know, there's a lot of players like Josh Allen and Cam Robinson that have grown up with this rivalry, and it means a lot to them. So I just don't see them letting this opportunity squander where you win this game and you are celebrating with hats and T-shirts in the locker room after the game.
Will that celebration take place? Time will tell. But let me ask you this, UCF Jaguar. What scenario knocks you guys out?
If the Jaguars lose, and then like Denver has to, I think Raiders had to beat Denver, and Pittsburgh has to lose to the Ravens, who already locked up our number 1 seed. So there are circumstances where the Jaguars can get in with a loss into the wild card spot, but it's definitely a little bit more likable to get in just by winning. You know what I mean? There's too many variables on the other end, especially in week 18, where it's almost a coin flip on what kind of stuff happens.
Got it. All right, man. Thanks. Let's go to the next game of the week. The game of the week in the South. Because I think the Bills Dolphins might be the game of the week. But this one here, we got the Colts versus the Tennessee. I'm saying Tennessee.
Don't disrespect me like that.
Ty Rossi, Ty Rossi, like we in it. No, we got the Indianapolis Colts versus the Houston Texans, man. I'm gonna go right back to UCF Jaguar on this one. How do you see this juggernaut matchup faring out, man?
Yeah, I'm definitely excited for this one. I'm actually going to be streaming the game. I don't usually stream non-Jaguar games, but this will be kind of a fun one to watch. I hope it's not like a blowout, because I actually do want, you know, a pretty good back and forth game. You know, when I look at these teams, like I've never really been able to pin down what kind of team the Colts are. Like when I think they're going to win, they lose to the Falcons. When I think they're going to, you know, lose, they beat the Raiders, and they're just always been a difficult team to like really analyze. And I know I already have my like bad like perception of them just because, you know, Gardner Minshew, I wasn't a big fan of him as a Jaguars quarterback. I just think he's too, you know, I don't know. I've said my stuff about Gardner Minshew. And then, you know, with the Houston Texans, you know, they're a young team. They're exciting, you know, led by, you know, rookie quarterback CJ Stroud, and they have a bunch of kind of young pieces playing together, you know, for that team. So really with this one, when I think about it, like this is a really, really good opportunity for both these teams. And I do think that, look, last time, you know, CJ Stroud got an opportunity to take hold of the AFC South. Unfortunately, he was outplayed by Trevor Lawrence. And this time he's going on another opportunity to win and get into the playoffs. Everything on the line for a rookie quarterback. I do think that it is his time to be able to rise up to it. I actually do think that the Texans will win this game. I'm going to say 27-24.
Ooh, Texans. Look at Ruben. You happy about that one, Ruben?
What? He's surprised. He's surprised.
Titan Rossi, let's get your take on this.
Maybe
one.
Lawrence is generational, man.
We'll see about it.
Man, I've been going back and forth with this one. I mean, this is a tough game to call. I mean, it's at Lucas Oil. It's just a tough game to call. And, the Colts have just been pretty erratic this year. They've been up and down. They went and trounced Pittsburgh, then they lose to Atlanta. They get trounced by Atlanta, which was shocking to me. They get trounced by the Bengals. Of course, they win last week, and that was a more convincing win than what the score had said. But then you got Houston. They've had the injuries at quarterback to CJ Stroud. So I think these teams are pretty level right now, and I think this all comes down to how good CJ Stroud is going to play. And, the Texans have a pretty good defense. They're pretty good. So D'Amico Ryans has this team playing really well. And I think I'm going to go with the Texans too, man. I think it's going to go down to the wire. And I think CJ Stroud is going to make some plays to get him there. And I'm going to say the Texans, I don't know. I think it's going to be higher scoring than I'd say the Texans 30, the Colts 27.
Boy, oh boy, man, Derek, they ain't showing you no love whatsoever.
If we win on Saturday, you all will not like me Tuesday. I'm just telling you, you all will hate me.
Hey, Derek, I did y'all a favor. I can never pick these Colts games right. So,
oh man,
you all
it's hard
to hate me on Tuesday if this goes my way, boy.
Well, it's on you, Derek. Give me your thoughts.
Well, I mean, Ruben, isn't it kind of ironic that last year at this time specifically, you and I were playing each other in a game that ultimately, ended up having it to where we decided who was going to have a worse draft pick. But he ended up getting your head coach fired because somehow, some way the Texans won it. And then here we are a year later, and now we are fighting for a playoff spot, which is absolutely insane. I'm glad to be able to play in this game, man, against your team for the final spot. It's going to be a lot of fun. But I'm going to tell you what, man, Indy definitely feels like a team that is thriving at home a lot more recently than what we did when we were earlier in the season. Early in the season, we were winning a lot of games on the road. But now, getting into that home atmosphere, with it being prime time, one of the only few prime time games that Indy's gotten all year, you have this crazy situation where Indy just knows how to play against Houston. We always run the ball very efficiently against the Houston Texans. You can go back several years. Indy has been a team that can run the football against the Houston Texans. And I remind everyone earlier in the year, we beat Houston. Okay. I know it's two completely different teams than what it is now, but I mean, we're in this situation now. The Texans are going to miss some guys on Saturday. We're going to probably be missing some guys on Saturday, but this team, it gets locked in when the moment gets the brightest, and this team knows how to ball. And I'm going to tell you what, man, this is going to be a fun matchup. The Colts are going to win this one. Final score 27-20 Indianapolis, baby. Let's go.
Ooh, 27-20. Ruben, the floor is yours.
Look, man, I'm going to hit Derek with the paw rud. Who would have thought? Not us. But let's look at this situation and what it is. This is a huge moment for the Houston Texans because they need to put the stigma of they cannot win the big game away. Throughout the entire existence of the Houston Texans, we haven't been able to win the big game, but this time is different because now you have your head coach in D'Amico Ryans. You have your franchise rookie quarterback in CJ Stroud, who hasn't been playing like a rookie this year, but like a MVP type of quarterback. And then the defense is finally figuring its way out. Will Anderson Jr. has emerged. If Jonathan Grenard gets back, it is going to be scary for this Colts offensive line. But it's going to come down to whoever has the best quarterback, and the best quarterback is on the Houston Texans. This is a guy who has beat records that Trevor Lawrence hasn't seen, Andrew Luck hasn't seen, Justin Herbert hasn't seen. It's all going to come down to number 7, as well as the coaching staff. It's going to be a good matchup there. But I have the Houston Texans winning a close one. It's going to come down to Kaimi Fairbairn, one of the best kickers in the NFL, 30-27.
Ooh, 30-27.
I'm just going to say, man, CJ Stroud threw for 320 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no interceptions the last time Indy faced y'all, and we still won by double digits.
Man, that's in 2023.
Just got to remind y'all of that.
Hey, the team is totally different.
It's got to be that much better for CJ Stroud, man. And he ain't got his best weapon either.
Listen, let me know in the chat who you're representing right now. We got 465 people watching right now. Just broke a channel record. Man, this is amazing. Subscribe to the channel right now if you haven't. But Ruben, man, the things heating up, bro. I don't like. What's your level of confidence again? You sure?
I mean, I told you it's an 80 because I have the best quarterback in this division, CJ Stroud. And then for UCF, oh my man, my voice cracked. And for UCF to bring up that loss against them, that officiating crew is the one that screwed us over, right? I'm done having that conversation. We know there were so many outliers.
He had an opportunity to have a game-winning drive, and he didn't do it.
CJ Stroud is going to win this game for the Houston Texans, put us in a situation to kick that game-winning field goal. I'm at an 80%. I'm standing on business here, man. Houston Texans are going to march into Indy on Saturday, win the football game, and go to the playoffs.
I'm at 85% confidence level now, man. You got to stop it, man. You coming into Indy, and this ain't going to be an easy one. H-Town's going to be drowning on Saturday night, baby. Let's go.
It's nice to see y'all coming at each other for once. You guys are always coming at me. Now you guys can bat each other's heads.
Listen, I asked you guys this question on the first episode of the AFC South Roundtable, and now I got to ask it again to see if anything's changed. We'll start with Titan Rossi. Which one of these 3 teams do you hate the most?
It's so tough because I hate them all so much, pretty much equally for the most part. I'm going to, this season, I would have to say the Texans, and I think a lot of it has to do because a lot of it has to do with the Texans fans and the whole them bringing the Oilers jerseys back. And so many Texans fans came after me this season. So I'm going with the Texans this season. The Texans, the Jaguars second, and the Colts third. I didn't hear much from Colts fans this season. I really didn't. I'm just going off personal experience or my Twitter and everything else. But, man, Texans fans were rough this season. And I think, a lot of it has to do with they're winning again, and that type of thing. So there's a lot of excitement down there. But Texans number 1 for me this particular season. I'm sure it'll change again.
Let us know in the chat, who is it for you? All the fans in the chat, let us know who it is for you. Derek, which team do you hate the most?
Oh man, this season, it will always be Titans fans. It will always be Titans.
Everybody always hates
they are the pettiest of the petty. I mean, it is at least with UCF and the Jags fan base, like at least they have a year and a half's worth of groundwork to be able to have some kind of camaraderie. Like, y'all ain't got nothing right now, and your fan base is the same type of people that just always take everything way too far. I've never even engaged with a Houston Texans fan. I'm gonna just say that right now. Ruben, the only guy I know that represents the Texans out here. So I mean, I don't know enough of them to be able to say that I'm gonna hate the Texans fan. So,
oh man, talk to me, Ruben. Who is your most hated team in this division?
I mean, it's the Titans, man. You saw how they try to disrespect us this year by wearing that Oiler uniform at home. Just being petty. Everyone knew it was petty. And, they got absolutely embarrassed. Mike Vrabel came out trying to look like Bum Phillips. He looked horrible. It feels like after that game, Tennessee just imploded. It's been the Tennessee Titans. It will always be the Tennessee Titans. Fuck the Tennessee Titans.
UCF Jaguar. Who is the most hated team in this division this year for you?
I mean, I don't even know, man. I mean, when we started this roundtable, man, since between now and then, I've been like, I think most Texans fans on Twitter, I mean, they at me every day. They tag me in random stuff. Like my videos get circulated around that so much. I don't know. Honestly, I think I always say the Titans, but I think honestly the team that I lost to most recently is usually always the team that I hate the most. And look, the Jaguars are 4-1 against the AFC South this year, and the only team we lost to were the Texans, and they still let me know about week 3 way back then. Like it felt like forever ago when they whooped our ass. So I'll give them that. They whooped our ass. I'm not going to bring in the rest. The rest didn't do anything. They just flat out beat us that game.
They didn't need to.
I don't know. I'll have to say I'll still keep it with the Titans. I will say though, Texas fans are a little bit annoying because I feel like the IQ levels are so low, and Titans fans don't go out of their way to go at people like the way they do. I'm just sitting here like, okay, I'm getting them all of my notifications out of my. They're like, oh my god, UCF blocked me. Look, I'm doing that because you talk all this shit to me. Every week you're tagging me. Every day you're tagging me, but you don't follow me. So you don't deserve my tweets. You don't deserve my tweets.
Video that goes for 1 million views and gets mad that my city comes back with the smoke. I cannot tell you how many people had DMing me. Look who blocked me, and it was UCF Jaguar. I mean, come on, brother.
In fairness, they probably had
videos
it coming, to be honest.
They don't deserve my tweets, okay? They don't deserve them. If you wanna tag me every day and be all in my mentions, but you don't follow me, you don't deserve my glorious Twitter feed, okay?
You know what? I don't block people anymore. I mute them.
No, I block people because now on my tweets it's circulated around. They can't read my tweets. You know what I'm saying? If you mute them, they can still read them.
Right. And well, I mean, because I have some of the trolls that are like, no profile picture or a profile picture of something that doesn't matter. And they just, everything is just commenting negative shit. And it's just like, I mute you because I still find your responses funny.
So, no, I like to block because then at that point, they're not able to read my tweets. If my tweets getting quote tweeted around, they're not able to read it until they bring out their burner. You know what I mean? It gives me a lot of satisfaction knowing that.
Listen, man, this has been the wildest AFC South Roundtable show that we've had at this point. Like literally right now as we speak, we got 497 people watching right now. Incredible. It is insane, man. Congratulations, fellas. You're doing big things over here on the AFC South Roundtable, moving big numbers, man. Salute to the chat. Let us know what team you're representing in the chat before we get out of here. Right now, do a quick blitz of the chat. When you hit that like button, let us know which team you represent in the AFC South. Flood the chat right now with the team you represent. We want to see who all is representing here. I see Texans. I see Duval. Oh man,
Indy, baby, let's go.
Swarm. I see a lot of Duvals. Oh, they're going to tighten up. H-Town till we drown. Duval again. Man, they flooding up.
Man, let's go, baby.
Bro, man, dude, this channel is gonna be so crazy in like 3 years.
Man, try next year. The people know about it now. It's gonna be insane. Total Clutter said this panel is fantastic. Ruben, way to rep. Titans and Texans this week. Wish casting with the Titans pick. Forecasting with the Texans. Salute to you, Total Clutter. We appreciate you. Man, this is crazy, man. Again, last words. We're going to start with Titan Rossi. What are your last words for this show?
Man, it's not been a fun season for the Titans. I won't say that, but it's been a fun, I guess the reconciliation for me is having this channel. At least I have something to talk about with the Titans and everything. Hey, I appreciate all you guys. To the best team. May the best team win. May the best team win this division. It's all equal right now. I mean, every team is tied. So it's pretty amazing. So, whoever wins, I hope it's good games. I hope the refs don't have too much of a say in it. And, you know, hats off to all you guys, to the chat. We appreciate you very much. Y'all have made this channel what it is so far. So we thank you very much. And, you know, tighten up.
That's what's up. Tighten up, ladies and gentlemen. Ruben, talk to us. Your last words.
Man, I just want to wish everyone a happy new year. You know, thank you for spending your first Tuesday with us here at the Roundtable. With that being said, Houston, it's time to stand up, win the big game, send the Indianapolis Colts home, end their season, and go to the postseason and make some noise. Houston, you deserve to be here. Go out there and win the damn thing.
Wow. Derek, talk to us.
Well, listen, I do want to say Happy New Year as well to everybody. And this panel has been awesome. Love all you guys. Ruben, UCF, man, it has been a ton of fun with this season coming down the way that it has. I do want to give a toast to you guys. Sorry, Rossi. This one's just for them. I do want to give a toast to y'all. I love y'all, and I am so glad to be doing it with y'all. I'm glad that week 18 decides it all between our three teams. I just want to say, as respectfully as possible, Rossi, I hope you win, and the rest of you can kiss my ass.
Oh, oh man, UCF Jaguar. Before I get to you, what's this? Average YouTuber said, "Go Jags." The only thing the Titans are fighting for is a top 5 draft pick. Watch the Jaguars and Trevor pull up to Waffle House after another playoff.
We celebrate our wins at Waffle House.
Oh man, hey, that's new to me. That's what's up. Talk to us, close us out, UCF.
Yeah, man, it was this whole year has been pretty fun. Now the Jaguars tried to let you guys back into it, get a little 4-game losing streak to give away the division, but you know, the Colts decide they want to lose to the Falcons, and you know, the Texans decide they want to lose to the Jets. So the Jaguars have been at the top the entire time. Now they just had to go through the Titans, who don't even look like they wanted to play football last week. It's been fun. Next week, I will bring out the trophy for the Jaguars as AFC South champs, and it's going to be a movie. It's going to be a movie, but you know, looking forward to seeing how this thing shakes out. Look, it looks like there's probably going to be two AFC South teams in the playoffs this year. You know, it's pretty wild. Awesome. 3 teams in the AFC South with winning records. I mean, that's pretty cool stuff there. So it should be a fun division moving forward.
Yes, absolutely. Well, congratulations, guys. This week is what it all comes down to. We will be back next Tuesday talking about who's on the top of the mountain and who's been left out of the opportunity to go to the playoffs, man. This is going to be a great win. Y'all come back next week to show your love and support. AFC South Roundtable signing out. We love you, love you, love you. Peace. Subscribe.
H-Town, so that jam.
Coming.